Good afternoon. Starting a little late today, but I had to work on the last video a little bit, and I've been working out in the log yard trying to get stuff squared away. I do it like this, in case y'all were wondering. This is my morning or my commute to work. That's my house back there that I built, and this is how far my commute is. From the house there, walking down the stairs, down this little trail, past the honeybees. Got to navigate the cats, because they like to try to see what I'm doing. Hello, Amunet. Here's Amunet. She's being a little shy. She thinks I'm going to hit her with this camera or something. I don't know. But at any rate, getting started on the board and batten today. This had to dig through. I got some really long logs. The customer only needs 14 footers, so I cut these off at about 15. And let's get her rolling. I need 48 boards between 11 and 14 feet. And I've got here two 14 footers, one on the mill, and then two 12s down there on the deck. So here we go. Okay, this is our first log. It's about 19 inches on the butt end back there. I get a lot of questions from customers. You know, they want 1x12 seems to come up a lot, and they want to know how to figure out how big a log they need to get that. And you know, they think, you know, well, you got a 12-inch log, you can do that. You know, if you got a 12-inch log, if you're lucky, you'll get one. But the way I figure it out is I use a little bit of Pythagorean theorem. A squared plus B squared equals C squared. So, you know, if I need a minimum of 12 inches on width, so my two sides of my triangle are 12 inches. And 12 times 12 is 144. Times 2 is 288, and the square root of 288 is 17 and change. So I tell them an 18-inch log in diameter. Or you can take that 18 inches and multiply that by 3.14, and there's your circumference, which is, I think, about 54 or 55 inches. So anyway, just a little math lessons. You know, some people say you never use algebra or geometry. Well, if you get into the construction trades, or in this case logging, you will use geometry. So let's get this sucker cut up. Morning. Had a productive couple of days. Got 78 of 72 cut that I needed for boards for the for one gable end and one long wall. Next part is to get the battens cut. I'm going to be cutting a lot more longer pieces than what you see here, because this guy needs it's for trim for around his doors, windows, and against his soffit and wherever else he needs trim. So he's going to get use the same material as trim boards as well as battens. So I can cut a lot of long pieces, and it makes it a lot easier for log selection. I don't have to go dig and find that one on the top and the back, because I don't have to have an 18-inch diameter log, because I'm only needing 1.5 inch wide boards. So let's go grab a log and cut some. This is part of what I'll be using as the batten material here. These are failed 1x12s. That were in good shape, that I could just throw up on the mill, stand on edge, and whack them out. I'll cut these later. These are kind of reserved boards. I'll use them one way or another. They may end up just going into general greenwood. I have some beekeepers who like to use some green boards from time to time in certain areas on the hive bodies that they build. So this will probably end up going to them if I don't use it for the battens. Okay, so just show y'all a little bit of how I plan my cuts. This is my quarter scale. You see these numbers, the 4 and the 5 and the 6. What those represent are 1 1/8, 1 3/8, and 1 5/8 respectively. It's designed to where I can set the simple set on here. See, right now it's at manual, and I turn it on, and it's set for 4/4, 1 1/8 inches. So if I were to take this bar and put it on the 4/4 line, then it would enable me to cut all the way to the bed to where the last board is 1 1/8 as well as the first board. But right now I have it set for 6/4 here on the line. But having it set to 6/4, that's not going to give me a good board. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop it down just a little and try to see if I can get a decent 4/4 board out of this. So you can see here where the shoulder of that is. I'm going to set the blade there. That way I can knock off the rest of the round on this and then hopefully be able to get a 4/4 board and then be fairly close to where with just a little adjustment I can get to a 6/4 line and then cut 1 5/8 all the way to the bed. That way I think I will minimize the amount of waste that I'll have. Okay, so now I've got my thing sectioned out. Got my 4/4 here, that board here that I mentioned earlier. And these are all each 1 5/8, well 1 9/16 after the saw curve. And you go that way, and then by the time it dries it shrinks up, and then it'll go down to a finished dimension that the woodworker can use. But anyway, what I'm going to do now is this right here is going to be my top, and I'm going to set for 4/4 boards and just go on down to where I'll have 1 inch by 1.5 inches. This board right here is 1 inch already, but I need stacking sticks. So I'm going to leave it on the stack like this, and I'm going to cut it up with the rest of it to where I end up with a bunch of 1 inch by 1 inch stickers. So that way I can create a stack. Minimal waste. Well, this half of the board and batt project is now done. Got 78 1x12s between 9 and 14 feet long. I have 1,500 linear feet of 1 inch by 1.5 inches for battens. So that's half of his structure, and it's a small structure. It's 24 by 48. This took me about 3 days to do, working about 6 hours a day because, I'm getting old and I like to take naps. So that's why my days are a little shorter. But anyway, that'll do it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Please remember to like and subscribe and comment and tell me what I can do better to help improve these videos. Thank you.